It is very important through your learning journey to spend the time it takes to learn the terminology of networking. If you're going to talk to anyone about networking and you do not understand the terms, well, you're simply not going to make any sense to a person who knows it. It is important to make sure as we go along that you understand those terms. So I will post a quiz at the end of each lecture to help you learn the terminology of that lecture. And you can do that quiz as many times as you like to help you get down that terminology. Speaking of terminology, let's discuss the terms node and host. Node is a term that you might or might not have heard before. A node is any device connected to the network. A node can be a laptop, a computer, a printer, a tablet. Any device on your network is a node. The term host is often confusing because different people may use the word in different ways. Sometimes you will see the word host used like a node where they're discussing any device on the network, but using it in this manner is incorrect. A host shares something, like a file. Now you know the difference. To make matters even more confusing, you might also see the term station to identify a node, but a station or a workstation is what your computer becomes when you work on it. So a host, node, or station can indicate a device on your network depending on how it is being used. So pay attention to how that word is being used. Keeping in mind, a term can change based on how it's used. A client can also be used to explain a computer on your network, but the word client specifically means the computer on the network is receiving services from a server. So if you check your email, for example, your email is a service provided by your server and your computer just became a client. Servers are much more powerful than your standard computer. A server is meant to serve, hence the name. But in order for a server to serve a client, both computers must have a network interface card in them to communicate on the network. The network interface card, often called the NIC, is typically built onto the main board, but you can buy NICs that plug into your computer. It is an extra card that you would plug into your computer either internally or externally and allows you to connect to the internet or network. And finally, I want to talk about the word protocol. A protocol works similar to the NIC because it allows for communication between the devices, but a protocol is not a hardware device. The protocol is actually software. For now, you can think of a protocol as an envelope that you would mail a letter with. We'll discuss this in more detail in another lecture.
Created using Powtoon.